kids! Today we will talk about the book about cats, named Kitty's Magic, Rubby the Runaway Kitten. This book is one of my favorite books. There's one girl named Kitty. But don't think that Kitty is just an ordinary girl. Kitty is no ordinary girl. She can transform into a cat. As a new guardian of the Cat Council, Kitty loves using her human knowledge to help her feline friends solve their problems. But a cat named Coco might present Kitty's greatest challenge yet. Coco is upset that her owner brought home a new kitten, Rubby. Now Coco isn't getting nearly as much attention as her new housemate, and she's jealous. Kitty wants to help, but Coco refuses to try to be nice to Rubby. When Rubby runs away because of Coco's attitude, will Kitty be able to find the lost kitten? This book is written by Ella Moonheart. So, let's read some. Yes, I'm nearly at the end of the level 3, said Kitty Kimura excitedly, pressing the buttons on her game controller. I just have to jump over this puddle, tiptoe past the duck kennel, and I'm almost home. Go on, Kitty, cried her best friend Jenny. I love this part of the game. Me too, added their friend Evie. You're so good at it, Kitty. It was spring break, and Kitty and Jenny had been invited to Evie's house for the afternoon. They had made up a dance routine in the backyard. They tried out Evie's glittery felt tips, and the while playing with Evie's gorgeous new kitten, Rubby. Rubby was only a couple of months old, and she was the very special breed of cat called a Bengal. This meant that her fur was almost golden, with dark spots that made her look like a tiny, adorable leopard. Now the girls were playing an exciting new game called a Catventure on Evie's games console, taking turns playing the game and fussing over the kitten. How many of your 9 lives have you used up, Kitty? Joked Evie. Kitty giggled as she finished the level and handed her controller over to Jenny. She was eager to get back to playing with Rubby. She bent down to tickle Rubby's soft tummy, grinning as the kitten rolled around happily on the carpet. Evie grabbed the finishing rod cat's toy that they've been playing with and dangled it over Rubby, who swatted playfully at the little stuffed fish on the end of the line. But Evie frowned a high-pitched wail broke out, which they could easily hear even over the noise of the computer game. Dad, she yelled. He's crying again. Evie's baby brother, Joe, was strapped into his bouncy chair near the television. He was just 3 months old, with big brown eyes and lovely chubby cheeks. Kitty thought he was so sweet. He had been napping when the girls came in, but the music from their game must have woken him up, and now he was crying noisily. Come on then, young man, said Evie's dad cheerfully as he breezed in, unbuckling the straps on the bouncy chair and gently picking Joe up. Let's go wander around the backyard, shall we? So we don't disturb your big sister and her fence. As her dad stepped outside, Evie sighed. Joe cried for hours last night too, she explained to Kitty and Jenny. Mom and Dad and I were all watching a movie together, but we kept having to pause it. In the end, it got too late, and I had to go to bed without watching the ending. Dad even said he'd make us a popcorn, but he didn't have time. Baby brothers are cute, but they can be so annoying. Definitely, agreed Jenny, grinning. Although Brady's a lot of fun, Now that's his bit older. Kitty smiled. She was only child, but she'd always wanted a little brother or sister, so secretly she thought Evie was really lucky. Baby Joe didn't need lots of attention. Through. Ding dong! The doorbell rang, and Kitty heard Evie's mom go answer it. Hello, Mrs. Kimura. Come on in. Kitty's just with girls in the living room. Hi, Grandma, called Kitty. She gave little Robbie one last tickle, and then ran into hall to give her grandmother a hug. Grandma lived with Kitty and her parents, so Kitty and Grandma were very close there. Grandma was from Japan, and she had the same dark eyes and straight shiny black hair as Kitty. Through Grandma's bob had a streak of poor white running through it. Hello, my darling, said Grandma. Have you had a nice afternoon? Mom and Dad are staying late at the shop tonight, so it's going to be just the two of us. Kitty's parents owned a little shop on the Willow Street, just around the corner from their house, which sold all sorts of special Japanese trinkets and objects. They were often had to work late or take business trips to Japan. But Kitty didn't mind. It meant she could spend more time with her grandma. Kitty said goodbye to Jenny and Evie and thanked Evie's mom for having her. She peeped out of the kitchen window and waved goodbye to Evie's dad, who was still strolling around the garden with baby Joe nestled in his arms, now fast asleep. Then she and Grandma began to walk home. It's such a lovely day. Let's go home through the park, shall we? Suggested Grandma. I don't know about you, but I'd like to ride on the swings. The park was busy with children, playing soccer, swinging on swings, and feeding the ducks at the edge of the park's small pond. Grandma noted Tarda, quiet, shaded, and underneath a row of oak streets nearby. 3 cats were playing in the grass, pouncing on each other and jumping around. Kitty realized that one of them, a small silver tabby, was Jenny's cat, Misty. Grandma winked at Kitty. If you're careful, you can go and play with the cats for a little while before dinner, she whispered. Kitty looked at Grandma's mysterious expression. She grinned. She understood exactly what Grandma meant. Kitty had a very special secret, and Grandma was the only other person in the world who knew it. Kitty glanced around to make sure that no one is watching in the park. She stepped behind a bush and reached for her magical necklace. Kitty took a deep breath, then very quietly she muttered the mysterious word on the pendant. Human hands to kitten paws, human fingers kitten claws. As a warm, tingling feeling swept through her fingers and toes. Kitty closed her eyes, her legs, arms, and belly fizzed as though they were full of thousands of tiny lemonade bubbles. It felt like she was being tickled all over her body. When the feeling stopped, Kitty opened her eyes. The first thing that she noticed was that she could see every tiny detail on the bush in front of her. The pattern on leaves, the droplets of rain from earlier that day, and even a row of ants going along. She glanced down, and instead of her hands, she saw 2 small white furry paws, with neat little claws at the end of the fuzzy black legs. Her silver necklace had been replaced by a pretty collar with a tiny picture of a girl engraved on it. Kitty was a cat. If you liked this book, you can shop and buy it in some book magazines, and you can meet cats in this book and read and learn some funny facts about cats. You might like them. I love this book because it's about cats, and I love cats too. So Ella Moonheart wrote this book because she loved cats very much, and she wanted to turn into a cat too. So I think Ella Moonheart is so pretty girl, and so I want to say I love this book very much. Goodbye.